The first core design tool that we're going to look at in AutoCAD Mechanical is the rectangle command. Now you have seen this in action so far, but what we're going to look at now is actually building up our view here. Now you can see we've got a plan view here, like so, and we've also got to draw a sectional view on A. So we're going to show a quarter section, this area here. Now you'll notice we've got a side view and all the hidden detail is drawn up already. So let's zoom in just a little bit there so that we can see what we're doing. Now I've got a circle there as a datum point and we're going to use that center snap. So if I now go to the appropriate layer, so I go to my layers here and I want my outline layer here. That's my first contour layer. You can see there it's AM0 by default. So I click there, the layer goes to AM0. Okay, now let's draw our rectangle. Now if I click on the rectangle flyout here, I've got those ones there. And one of those I can use very easily. It's midpoint of base, which is what I'm going to use. But there are loads more rectangles, as you can see. Plenty. So you can select any method you like to draw a rectangle if you need to. Now, I don't need any of these in particular at the moment, but you can see that they pretty much cover all eventualities. So you got one here, for example. You specify that distance there, and the first point of the rectangle is there, and so on. You've got a half side there, you've got a half side there. So there's lots of different coveralls there for any eventuality of rectangle. So let's go back now. I'll just hit escape there because it's selected one already for me. I'm going to click on the down arrow here on the flyout and I'm going to go for midpoint of base, like so. So I now select the center snap there, left click, that's the midpoint of the base, and as I come out, you can see there, look, there is my rectangle. Now the good thing is, I'm specifying that distance that's highlighted in blue there. If I come up to here, I can see that that is 31 just by hovering over that quadrant. So you'll see it holds it there for me. If I type in 31 and tab it, like so, it holds that size for me, as you can see. Now the height of my rectangle I know needs to be 12.5. So I put 12.5 in there and press enter. Takes a few seconds, thinks about it, job done. So there's my rectangle done. Now what we're going to do now is tidy up the rectangle by adding a chamfer to each of the top corners there. We're going to add a chamfer here and also a chamfer on the other corner as well here. Now this leads into the other core design tools that we're going to look at, such as fillet and chamfer. But we'll look at those in a bit more detail on the hidden detail in a moment. I'm just going to chamfer the corners right now. So I go to my home tab here on the ribbon, and I go to the modify panel, and you'll see there's fillet, there's chamfer. So I go to chamfer, and you'll notice now, select first object or. Now if I right click and go to setup, you can see now that I actually get a dialog box. Now you don't get this in your normal AutoCAD. You just get the options on the right hand shortcut menu. So my first chamfer length, I can click on the down arrow here. What do I want it to be? I've got a list. I want it to be 5. Notice the second chamfer length automatically adopts that distance as well, giving me a 45-degree chamfer. Options. Do I trim the geometry? Yes, I do. Do I want to insert a dimension upon chamfering? So if I tick that, it'll add the dimensions for me based on the standard base drafting that I set up previously. Now I'm running with a typical metric drawing here using the ISO standard. So if I OK that now and select my first object here and my second object here, not only does it chamfer, but it adds the dimensions. Fantastic when you think about it. So much quicker than worrying about dimensioning it up yourself. It's also dimensioned to the standard, i.e. ISO, that you're using at the time. So those are some of your core design tools there, your rectangle command, and also just chamfering on that rectangle there as well. Let's move now on to the next set of core design tools.